Sup guys, I'm back, and today I'm bringing you another figure review. Man, this has been a long time since I've been able to say that. But today I am not reviewing what you would call a new figure. I was just bored and I just wanted to review one of my figures in my collection. And today we are going to be reviewing the SH Monsterarts Destoroyah Special Color version. So, if you do not know a lot about this character, I would recommend watching the movie Godzilla vs. Destoroyah or my review for Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. Because Destoroyah is my all-time favorite monster besides Godzilla. So, before we get into the figure, let's cover its box and accessories. So, get Destoroyah out of the way real quick. Here is Destoroyah's box. It is a gigantic freaking box for a gigantic freaking figure. So, this box is actually really badass, but it is different from the original because the original had like I believe the original had a window display so you can look at the figure, but this one does not. So yeah, here is the front. Got a badass picture of Destoroyah right there. Destoroyah Special Color version, SH Monsterarts, Bandai, warning choking hazards, Tamashii Nations. Got the year was May 2017. Destoroyah logo, SH Monsterarts Destoroyah Special Color version. So side, you get another image of the figure, SH Monsterarts Destoroyah. Other side, you get a continuation of the front. The top, you get Destoroyah in bold right there, Destoroyah Special Color version. And the back, you get a lot of promo images for Destoroyah. Destoroyah, excuse my grammar. And got his accessories right there, which I will cover in a minute. And there are Destoroyah Special Color version at the top. And Japanese I can't understand, and on the bottom some legal stuff with another picture of Destoroyah. So yeah, there we are. Now let's get the box out of the way and cover Destoroyah's accessories. And hold on, let me get them off my shelf. There's a lot that comes in the way. I gotta get the ones that come with Destoroyah, and let me get the ones that come with Destoroyah. Sorry, this is trying not to do as many cuts as possible. I know you guys are just staring at my blue wall right there. Isn't that a nice blue wall, though? Yeah. So, here we have Destoroyah's accessories. We have, and sadly, Destoroyah does not come with a beam effect, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. But, he comes with these tanks, but, hey, it's better than nothing, I guess. So, yeah, he comes with these, I believe it's 8 tanks. Yeah, 8. So yeah, here they are. You get like they're all major tanks, and I'm sorry, they're pretty dusty. I haven't touched these things in a while. But yeah, you got a good amount of detail, and they actually are articulated. So yeah, here's a major. I'm just gonna call this major cannon, major tank, and major missiles. So yep, there we are. Again, this one's articulated as well. So now let's get these out of the way and get back to Destoroyah himself. Sorry guys, again, I want to make as little cuts as possible. So yeah, here we are, Destoroyah. And first off, let's go over a little bit of the differences between the special color version and the original. So on the original, the horn was a darker color, I believe, but now it is clear, which I think is actually not accurate to the movie, because in the movie, it was like a clear, darker color, but here, I think it's signifying like he's ready to slash Godzilla. Yeah. But his eyes on this figure are actually, oh, let me get it in frame. The eyes on this figure are actually correct, where the original, they were a dark red, which is not correct for Destoroyah. And the chest paint is actually a lot better, a lot nicely done. What am I saying? It's painted better than the original. The original one looks sloppy. I do not have the original, so yeah, but I see pictures in the original one's chest is pretty sloppy. So yeah, this one was definitely the one I would want to get over the other one. And also in the box, sorry, I don't think I mentioned this before, but the tail was not connected in the box. You actually have to connect the tail yourself. So yeah, now let's go over Destoroyah and his sculpt. The sculpt on this figure, I think, is really nicely done. It looks like Destoroyah. Well, I hope it would. If it cost me $150, I hope it would. Yeah, the figure is basically a nice red paint. Like, right here is brighter than the body. And the teeth are actually nicely done. No, there's not really any quality control issues with this figure. Come on, focus on Destoroyah. I don't know how good you guys can see. I'm sorry if my camera's not focusing. But let's try this. There we are. It's a little better. The teeth are actually not badly. Focus on Destoroyah's face. There we are. That's better. Oh, sorry guys. But yeah, the face is actually really nicely done. The paint, the teeth, they don't look so bad. The paint job definitely could be better, but it's not horrible. And the camera keeps focusing on his chest. And speaking of which, let's move to the chest right now. The chest is really nicely done. Like I said before, it's a lot better painted. I don't know if that's grammatically correct, but the paint job is better than the original. So yeah, the claws are nicely done. A nice bone white color. Yeah, right there. The knees, I would not want to get kneed by Destoroyah because I think that these would hurt pretty bad. Yeah. It would be cool if he did like a knee attack in the movie. That would cause a lot of pain in Godzilla. And yeah, I don't know, there's a little scuff mark right there, unfortunately. Well, I've had this figure for 2 or 3 years, so it's gonna come. But yeah, there, and the toes right here, nicely done. The spikes are painted very nicely done. And the back, here's Destoroyah's back. We got to see a lot of that in the PlayStation 4 game. But, okay, I'm getting off topic. But, yeah, the back is nicely done. The paint job is very good. The sculpt looks amazing. We didn't really get a lot of shots, though, in the movie of Destoroyah's back. So I guess this works just fine. If this camera can focus. There we are. That's better. So, yeah. The back, it looks nicely done. The tail is also nicely done, too. The pincers on the end. And, yeah, that's Destoroyah sculpt and paint. Now let's move on to his articulation. And Destoroyah actually does not have a bad range of articulation. I mean, it's limited, but for Destoroyah, it's pretty darn good. So for what am I saying? Articulation, the head can look up about that far, down about that far, left, right. The mouth can open and close on the ball joint. And actually, these right here are actually articulated. These mandibles, like on the side right here, they're actually articulated. Not that articulated, but I would not force them because these look like they could snap very easily. So yeah, I would not want to force these at all. So the shoulders right here, they would go full 360 degrees, but they cannot because of the back wing right here. And the arms, they can go, you know, they bend at the elbow, rotate at the elbow. The fingers are articulated, which is awesome, and they can rotate very nicely too. So yeah, and the wings right here, they can go up about that far, down about that far, and they can splay out like that, which is pretty darn cool. Like that, there you go. And the legs can get forward, can kick forward about this much, backwards about this much, and come out to the side this much. Not really a bend at the knee, but we got a bend at the ankle right here for the back. These wings right here are articulated, but not that much articulated. Not that much articulated. They're not that articulated. And the tail is on ball joints, so you can move and pose it very well, and it holds a nice pose. And these things are articulated a little bit. They're on ball joints, but I would not force them because I would not force them to close together because that I can imagine the ball joint snapping, and that would not be a fun day. So yeah, that's Destoroyah's articulation, and it is pretty darn good. So now let's move on to size comparison. Alright guys, you're going to have to excuse my dog barking in the background, but here we have Destoroyah next to some other Burning Godzillas in my collection, with the NECA Burning Godzilla and the SH Monsterarts Burning Godzilla. And SH is leaning a little bit. I like to have it leaned over, so getting the neck out of the way. I like to have the SH Monsterarts Burning Godzilla leaned over, because if he's standing upright, he's not really in scale. Destoroyah should be a little bit taller, but when you lean Godzilla down like that, he is definitely in scale. And I think these two scale pretty well with each other. And a little bit of history, this figure came out very recently after the ultimate Burning Godzilla with the smoke effects. So either one of those Burning Godzillas will work, or even a 6-inch Burning Godzilla like the NECA will work just fine with this Destoroyah. Alright guys, and to show you how large this figure is, here I have it with one of the largest SH Monsterarts figures out there, with the Biollante special color version. So yeah, Destoroyah is a really big figure, and what Rich Iso says, a BAF, a big ass figure. It is a monster figure, not quite as big as Biollante, but it is definitely up there. It's about as tall as her, but definitely not the shelf size. It takes Destoroyah definitely I cannot talk today. Definitely does not take up as much shelf space as the Biollante, and Biollante is my favorite SH Monsters figure out there, but this is definitely up there with it. So yeah, that's to show you how big the SH Monsterarts Destoroyah is. Alright guys, to conclude this review, this figure I absolutely love, and I may be a little bit biased because Destoroyah is my all-time favorite monster besides Godzilla, but it's just such an amazing figure. I am so glad I picked this figure up. Definitely find him for under 200. Well, spend 200 or less on him because he is so worth it, guys. He's big. He's really nicely detailed. The paint job is really, really good. Articulation is in, but for Destoroyah, it is good. And guys, again, if you can find it for a decent price of $200 or less, I highly recommend you buy it. So that's it for this video, guys. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, OhMyGodzilla1. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.